Hello, this is KiwaniTalk. My name's Ray Scaboria. I'll be the host for this evening's program. KiwaniTalk is a public information program brought to you from the facilities of WDHS at Dearborn High School by members of the Kiwanis Club, Dearborn Kiwanis Club, and students in the video program here at Dearborn High. Today we have a great program. It's about Mobility City, and I'm going to ask Bob Griswold, our guest, and Kathy to describe the business. And Bob, can you give us a little pitch on that?
Sure, thanks, Ray. So Mobility City of Metro Detroit, we had our first service call in December of 2020, opened our showroom at 1848 North Telegraph in February of 2021, which for those folks that are from Dearborn, it's the Pat's Beer Wine drive-through. So anyone that grew up in Dearborn knows exactly where the showroom is. And now we've been open since then, and we're getting ready to open up our second store in Lathrop Village this summer. So what we do, just to boil it down, we sell, service, repair scooters, walkers, wheelchairs, lift chairs, stair lifts, vehicle lifts, anything to get you moving. So with scooters or walkers, or for access, meaning getting one floor to another, that's the stair lifts or the vehicle lifts.
Yeah. I have to throw in a little aside here. I've lived in Dearborn for over 50 years, and I never went through the beer wine drive-through, but I've been in your store twice.
Like that, Ray. That's funny. I have to remember that.
And the one thing that and I stopped in fairly recently just to get a little feel, and it's the variety of scooters and chairs and so on. It's really remarkable, you know. And I know they have there's different features, and some are much more geared to people that maybe need them all the time versus people that maybe use them part of the time. I don't know.
Right. It is a beautiful showroom. The thing that we have to offer is we have a track inside. So it gives the people the ability to come in and try the equipment, because not all equipment is going to fit an individual. It's better to come in, give it a try, and then we lend our expertise to give you a better quality of life, to make sure that you're in the right product and you're able to move and keep going. So we make sure that people are able to use it properly, and if they need to be able to transport it, to know how to transport it. So that's what we pride ourselves on, is that we're there to help you out and lend our expertise for those.
So, some of the equipment is the patient might be able to transport it. Some of the equipment is not geared for that so much. Some of the large, heavier duty equipment that's, you know, full service all the time kind of equipment. You know.
You're right, Ray. Some of it is complex rehab. And that means that the individual uses this equipment, medical equipment, whether it be a power chair or scooter. And most of the time you see individuals in that complex rehab in a power chair. And what that is it's something that has a joystick to be able to move you forward or backward. And that usually is something that people use in a home, or they have a vehicle. Like Bob was saying, we do the access side that has a vehicle lift so that they can take that vehicle with them. There are other vehicles too that those individuals use that are able to get right in the vehicle and use their equipment to drive with the vehicle. So.
I have a little background because my father had a very severe stroke when he was just about 60.
Yeah.
And he was completely paralyzed on the left side. And he couldn't, he really couldn't walk at all on his own. He could, with a brace on his leg and somebody holding him, and if he had a banister or something, he could walk a little bit. But that was just, he couldn't get around that way. All the rest of the time he had to be in a wheelchair. And at that time, there really wasn't the kind of equipment there is now, because he passed on in 1990.
Yeah.
And it was starting to evolve, but there wasn't really, there's quite a variety of equipment now.
Oh, there's a big variety
with a lot of
equipment.
features. Yeah.
And we brought some, Ray. So we have, durable medical equipment now there's more variety, and it's a little bit, it doesn't look like your standard equipment you get from the hospital. So something like this, folks want a little bit more style to it, and it doesn't look medical as much.
Right.
So like this Drive Nitro Rollator
Yeah.
that we brought.
Watch your mic.
Oh, my mic, watch that. So how's that? Okay. So with this, okay, you're gonna be able to brake yourself, and if you've had a stroke, you'll probably be able to lean on it, but you might have a little problem with this side. You can still brake yourself. This also is a device where you can sit in as
Turn
well.
around and sit down.
You turn it like this, and there you put the brakes down, the locks. You sit in so you can go right up to the dinner table or wherever you're with your friends playing cards.
Yeah.
But this is a popular one that we have.
It's got large wheels.
Large wheels that folks, and it's light. This is
Yeah.
only, and we have our handy little sign, so when customers come into our store,
Yeah.
we can tell them exactly, how much it is, the weight, how much it weighs, and some common questions and answers that the customers ask us. So this is,
And I think some of your equipment there may be some allowance medically under the insurance, depending on what their condition is, what caused them to be
Correct.
disabled, relatively disabled.
Yeah.
and we don't take insurance, but what we do, we'll give you the customer the receipts for reimbursement. We ask them to go check with their medical provider
Yeah.
to see what the rules are, and we're seeing rule changes every year, every plan year with Medicare, Medicaid, or the rule, or CMS, which provides the reimbursement and the funding rules for insurance. And for our things here, some of this, it may not be fully covered if you did, and we tell our customers, I'm not an insurance broker, but check and see what the reimbursement rates are going to be for this. It might be 80/20, it might be of the purchase price, 80% the insurance company, 20% the customer. But regardless, we get paid first, and then we'll give you receipts, and then we'll work with you as much as we can. We have a lot more variety typically too. So for example, the ZV Rider scooter that we have, this is a new model that they came out with recently. It folds automatically versus manually. It's light, and folks are coming in every day now asking, well, we want whatever the lightest thing that you have, whether it's a wheelchair, scooter, they want light. Now, if we have it, which we typically do, it's right on our floor. If we don't, it's something that we can typically get pretty quickly, because if you're coming in looking for something, 9 times out of 10, or probably 95 out of 100, we're a vendor for that company, or a dealer for that vendor, and we'll be able to get it for you.
Yeah.
Right.
On that scooter, what we'll do, we'll get a shot of that folded up. 'Cause
Okay.
I think that people need to see how compact that is,
Oh, yeah.
and how it would fit in any trunk.
Yeah.
I don't know about the weight, but I imagine it's manageable to get it in the trunk.
Right.
Yeah, very light. This is one of our lightest scooters that we have, and it is manageable to get in there.
Yeah.
And it's about 44 pounds.
Okay.
And then without the battery, it runs you probably about 38.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people that have bags of groceries that weigh that much.
Oh, God.
Right.
You know?
Depending on what you're buying.
Right.
That's beer and wine and liquor. Yeah.
And these are popular for people who like to travel too, Ray. So they'll take them. They'll buy it. They'll come in asking, "Well, I'm going to see my grandson's graduation in, let's say, Atlanta. Can I take this on the airline with me?" Well, the batteries are typically Department of Transportation approved, but we always warn the customer, double check with the airline too, because it's approved, you're approved to take it to the airport and put it on the airplane, but some airlines may not let you, so you have to double check. Delta's pretty good about that. We haven't any problem with them. I hear maybe JetBlue might be a little bit of a challenge, off and on. So they'll ride it right up to the gate typically, and they'll fold it up and take it on the jetway. They'll pack it like luggage, and then when they land, it'll be there for them, and they can get going.
Yeah. And I imagine there may be people that need it when they travel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And the airports are set up for that. I mean, there's always ramps everywhere. I think they're set up for
Right.
people that are, you know, that
Have mobility
can't do
challenges.
stairs,
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
elevators or
Yeah.
whatever. You
Yeah.
know. And I wanted to go back to my father a little bit. My father had the stroke, and of course, it's a while before you get to the point where he starts to be able to do things. He was pretty ill for a while, but after a year and a half, he started to be able to do more, and my mother wanted to get him out of the house. So I bought, let's see, it was a Pontiac, built in Korea, but it was the only one where the deck lid lifted from the bumper height up.
Oh,
There
okay.
was no step.
Oh.
There was no step. And so she could take the wheelchair and put the top wheels, tilt it, put it up, and then just go like this and push it in.
Yes.
And that worked for them, you know. And they were driving only locally, you know. And so it's an issue. You have to consider all those things with people that are handicapped.
True.
And, you know, and obviously the manufacturers that's on their mind. They're trying to answer those problems the best they can.
Right,
you know.
that's where we come in too, Ray. So like Bob said in the beginning, we do repairs and we service and we come to our customers because you're right. There are those individuals that they have a piece of equipment, it's too heavy, they can't exactly put it in a trunk, or they have a smaller maybe space where they live, and you know, sometimes you're having some throwing it in the trunk, or you know, you banged into the wall and no longer is it working. And so that's where we come in too, is that we're able to come to our customers because we know that you have mobility issues, and without that equipment, right, you can't keep going. And that's the name of our game, is to be able to keep those individuals going. And so we'll come to the individual in our van, yep, absolutely, and we'll repair your mobility device right on site. So that's the nice thing. The other thing that we do too, that I want to mention, is that we do tune-up days. And we go to senior centers, and we bring our van and we tune up their mobility equipment right there at the senior center. So we also sanitize the equipment. So that's another feature that we have that we're proud of.
When I stopped in the shop, I was talking to you, and Bob was explaining to me that you also have rental equipment.
We do.
And that you even provide that at certain locations where they ask for the service to have equipment like that available.
Yeah.
Most recently, I'm sorry, most recently we did the Autorama in February.
Yeah.
Where we provided for Huntington Place, we were their scooter provider. So that was a terrific event. It was Friday through Sunday. We rented, I think, 13 or 14 scooters out at one time, and we had basically shifts during, you know, people go 3 or 4 hours, get them back, charge them out, they go again. And we have 2 more events coming up at Huntington Place, one in a couple of weeks. It's a conference, a Medical Library Association conference, and then we're doing the auto show in September. We just got to talk to the folks that run that, and they want us to set up for scooters for customers and patrons.
We're going to, in a moment, we're going to take a break. We're here talking about Mobility City. We're going to come back and talk a little more about it. We're going to fold that scooter up so you can see how compact it is and how easy it would be to transport it. So join us again after the break, and we'll go into a little more detail on Mobility City.
Who is a kid? Well, that's a kid. And another. Look, a gaggle of them. Or is it a herd? Litter? Pride. But what about her? Tell her she's not a kid. Or him. So how do we tell who is a kid? Height? Age, maybe. But some of us have to grow up faster than others. A kid. A kid wants to make the world better. And one day, He just might. Is a kid fearless? Vulnerable? Strong? Nervous? Yes. 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 Kiwanis is 600,000 kids at heart doing all the little and big things it takes to help children around the world. Because kids need Kiwanis. All of them.
Hi, I'm Ray Scaboria here with Bob Griswold and Kathy Griswold of Mobility City, and we were talking about this this scooter beforehand, about its how compact it is when it's closed up, and how that's pretty much all automatic. And Bob, could we go ahead and demonstrate that?
Sure, Ray. So this is a scooter in our showroom. This is the EV Rider Transport. So we use the analogies in Detroit: Ford Escort, Lincoln Continental. This is the EV Rider Transport. So these are becoming more popular because they automatically fold. So you go back here. There's a couple of buttons. The red one will fold it up. The green one will unfold it. So I'm going to push the red one to fold it. See, it goes down.
Yeah.
And now once it gets folded, then you can just pick it up and you put it on its wheel, on the wheels back here and on its front wheel, and now you're able to transport it. Also at this point, it's about 50 some pounds, and this is how you pick it up to put it in your vehicle. So this is how we demonstrate to the customers in the showroom. And then we'll also go through the process of, for them, opening it back up. So you push the green button.
Put this down.
Oh yeah, let me put this down.
Yep. There you go. Now.
There's a key fob that comes with it as well that you can open and close it with. We just haven't programmed it yet for the machine. Put the seat back up. And you're ready to go.
Ready to go. That's pretty remarkable, actually. And I would say you wouldn't have to go back too many years and there was nothing like that.
Correct.
That's right.
Nothing like that. There might have been something that was manually foldable, but not automatic like that.
Right, and that's good observation, Ray, because now I don't want to say we're coming obsolete, but more and more they're coming out like this.
Yeah.
So that it's convenient, it's light, you get 10 miles to a charge. And then this has a 250-pound weight capacity, and we have it for sale in our shop for $22.50 plus tax and delivery.
Yeah. And yet, for a person who really needs something like that, that's a good value.
Yeah.
Because there are people that just can't do things because they have to have something like this to get around.
Yeah. And with this being light and transportable, this is one of the more popular options that people come in to look for. In fact, they come in and say, I want a scooter that's foldable and transportable. They ask us if
and
we and light, and they ask us if these are rentable. We don't rent this particular scooter, and all because it does have a lot of moving parts. But we do sell it, and it is very popular. We have this one and another folding scooter. Yeah.
I have another little experience with equipment similar to this, and it's because I ring the bell for the Salvation Army, and I do it at Kroger's.
Oh, okay.
Well, Kroger's got their own machines for people to ride around the store.
Yeah.
And I would say theirs are bordering on obsolescence. They've been around a long time.
A long time.
And they better watch out, or some grocery store will get something more like this.
Right.
They'll lose business because people want this scooter,
Right.
not the one at Kroger.
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking Kroger. I'm just,
No, whenever we go into Kroger's or Walmart, and I just look at them, just, okay, is that, this is shaking, maybe if I got my Allen wrench, I'll try to tighten it up, or, but yeah, we see those.
Yeah.
Well, now you have other things. Now you have a couple things here.
Yeah.
Why don't we talk a little bit about what you have here? And you demonstrated these for me.
Yeah. So these are very popular. These are for your automobile, and these are called handy handles. And how these work are that they go into the latch where your door in the jamb. So you put it into the little latch, and you're able to leverage yourself to be able to get out of the car better. So that sits in your door like this, and you're able to hold on to your door handle, and you're able to leverage yourself better out of your vehicle. So sometimes individuals have a hard time doing that. And these are a little bit different. This one has a longer handle to it, and this one has a little bit shorter of a handle, but it has a little flashlight on the end. Oops, sorry, Ray.
Okay.
You're like,
That's
don't
okay.
shine that light
You
in my
made the
eyes.
point.
It's bright. And then these also, individuals can use these in emergency purposes. It has the little piece on the end that if you get stuck in your car, you can use this to kind of get your window to crack so that you can open your window. So it's a couple of different things that it does. And then we talk about bath safety a lot. 80% of falls happen in the bathroom. So we do talk about it's a very good idea that if you have a tub, and a lot of people say, well, I have grab bars, and those are good, but if you're getting out of your tub, you may want to have like a grab bar that sits on the edge of your tub to help you lift your leg up and over. The other thing that we suggest is always having a shower handle that comes down and you're able to remove it, and of course a bath bench in your shower, so that you're able to have stability when you're in there. So we talk about that a lot, of bath safety and making sure that people are safe in their bathroom. So those are the couple of products that we have, and we have these in our showroom and always available.
Yeah. I put 2 grab bars in my bathroom. I have our house was built in 1950, and it has the original tile and with the cement behind it,
Yes.
And I drilled 12 holes without cracking a tile. 12
Good
holes.
for you, Ray.
Oh.
You come over to my house.
What you have to do is you have to put a rubber washer around the drill so that the chuck doesn't hit the tile.
Oh.
If the chuck hits the tile, that's when it gets
That's when it
cracked.
goes?
I
Okay.
gotcha.
And but the only thing is, I wish I put another one, because I have one about here and one up here. There needs to be one down, like if you're taking a bath.
Yeah.
You need to have one to hold on to that's right here.
Yeah.
So you can,
Well, come
help
on
yourself
in,
get.
because we have those for you. We'll just, we have them readily available.
I'm afraid that I wouldn't be able to drill 6 more holes without cracking a tile.
Well, we do have them. We put them in only in the drywall. As long as we get access to studs, we're not like, we worry about that. We're not tilers.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't think about putting a grommet or a rubber washer on that. We had a couple where we did tile. We got it done fine, but just you don't know what's behind there.
No.
You look at a drawing while the pipes are here, and they're not. Like your house is built in 50, mine's built in 46, and got the old tile in there. But we'll put them around, like in the bathroom or in the house, around the commode, so people can push themselves off. They need, even though we do sell for bath safety or bathroom safety. Also, Ray, you'll see the like a raised toilet seat, or we might have a bracket that goes around, or a stand that goes around the toilet itself to help push you up.
Yeah.
So, but folks like the grab bar because they can grab it. They might want a little bit higher, one here, and then pull yourself or push themselves.
Grab bars need to be in the right place.
Right.
Sometimes you know, if someone's small of stature, a grab bar might be out of reach almost.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
or if someone's taller, they need it a little farther up. You
Yeah.
know?
And
And,
we kind of do that as part of our, when we'll do a home evaluation for stair lifts, for elevator lifts, for lift chairs, whatever they might need. And if they need grab bars, if we'll bring a couple and say, okay, where does this look like? We'll mark it. So just like you said, we'll make sure that they're, just like you're fitting them for a wheelchair, you're fitting them to use the equipment that you put in for them or sell them.
Yeah, I was always very handy, but a lot of people aren't.
Right.
They're not so handy. They need a little assistance with things like that.
Right.
And it's what it is. It's a local business also. You need to be, you're servicing people that are within a certain range. You know, 30 miles is probably a limit because you can't be driving too much. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Yeah. Mobility City is right on Telegraph Road, just south of Ford Road on the east side.
Correct.
Right.
And it's quite visible. You know, it's
Good.
easy to, it's in that place where you can pull off and
On the
be
Eastman
off
Street, yeah.
Telegraph and have a place to park.
Well, our phone number is 313-914-3020.
Yeah. Well, it's very interesting to see what's happening in this business, and you're sort of the, you know, the predominant outfit right around here, I think.
Yeah.
There's no one really close to us. I mean, there's other mobility businesses, but we're the within 5-10 miles of Dearborn. We're probably the premier provider. You know, if you looked at our Google reviews, you talk to people at Allegra Village, let's say, or Preston Village in Westland, they'll tell you what kind of service they get from us, which is stellar.
Well, thank you for coming on the show,
Yes.
Bob and Kathy. And think of Mobility City if you have a problem with transportation, you know, or one of these problems about getting around and safety in the house.
Yeah.
So join us on again on KiwaniTalk soon, and thank you both for joining
Thank you,
us.
Ray.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
for
you
having us.
Yeah, thank you.